Alright. So, I have found some information. I looked and looked and could not find a way to progress. I had heard on Twitter that there's some way of, like, destroying the illusion guarding some shadow area. But, I did find information on a path to a secret area called the Forbidden Woods, which I hope will lead somewhere. So, I'm going to be trying to follow that now, because I have no idea where to go aside from that. So it says I need to go by the golden boats from this grace. So let's try and do that. Which I'm done streaming. I really need to go finish recording my Inside Out review. Ooh. Frickin' Fire Knights are annoying as hell. And I still haven't gotten a hold of that helmet of theirs, which apparently, like, is just a generally great buff. Alright, so apparently there's, like, a ladder or something over by the boats over here. I'm trying to work with less information if possible. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Alright. Now we have way forward, put down the guide, and let's find our own way. Whoa. Hey, little brat. Get smacked. Shadow militiamen. Why are they midgets? Like, why are the militiamen midgets? I don't understand that. They're in the catacomb tombs by the Erdtree as well. And a bunch of other places. I just don't... who knows? Only Miyazaki can understand Miyazaki. And I guess we're going even further down now. Whee! Ladder! You know, it reminds you of that one ladder in Bloodborne with the Forbidden Woods where you just keep going and going. Illusionary wall? No? Apparently not. Alright, let's see where we go from here. A painting, okay. So we found a painting. Said something about an illusionary wall. There has to be something. There has to be something around here that I'm not seeing. Ah! Oh. Probably this thing. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Just like Miyazaki to hide the whole second half of the DLC behind a frickin' illusionary wall, am I right? Is that a torch? Why isn't it... Okay, it's not lit. Who knows? And we go down a coffin. You know, it's weird how many times we have to climb into a coffin over the course of these series. No, seriously, this was like Dark Souls 1. Think about it. You had to climb in the coffin to get to Nito's covenant or whatever. You had to in Dark Souls 1. I'm trying to remember, was there I think there was a time in Dark Souls 2, but I can't remember exactly what it was. Bloodborne, what was the weird thing we had to do with... No, you had to get a ball up at the ball in Dark Souls 1 as well. I don't think Demon Souls had anything weird like that, to my memory at least. Dark Souls 3, you got pulled into a painting? Like, ooh, spooky. Ominous. What do we got? What you got for me? What you got for me? You know, I really should equip that Frenzy Bolt spell, because that thing is really cool. It's like a sniper. Oh, right, I already have it equipped. Cool. Frenzy Burst is like a sniper. I really need to be using it more. I probably should have grabbed the Frenzy Flame Seal, but that does require you pissing off Melina. Although, to be fair, Melina's dead in this game at the moment, so it's not like she could get pissed off at me. Maybe I should just try it. We'll have to see. Oh, hey! Oh, I heard about this. I actually got spoiled on this. Okay. Unfortunately, I did get spoiled on this puzzle. I didn't know where this was, but I knew this was a thing. So you see that? That's the big, like, furnace monster things we've been fighting. Apparently, there is a way to, like, throw a giant pot into its head, which will move it off to the side. Can I craft those? Yeah, a hefty furnace pot. So we're going to craft a hefty furnace pot. And we're going to go ahead and, let's see, how do we get up there? We basically have to get up top of it and then throw it into its head, which will open up this door, I think. I saw a video of it on Twitter and I couldn't look away quick enough. I try to avoid spoilers, okay? I try so hard. And yes, I am going to continue to call it Twitter and not X. Because why the hell would you call it X? I know Elon Musk decided to call it X, but he decides to call everything X. And when you call everything a phrase, it means nothing. At least in my opinion. It's really weird how much he loves the letter X. Like, I've never, like... I personally never really met someone who is that attached to specific letters in the alphabet. I just think that's a little strange. To be fair, I'm also a little strange. So, pot calling kettle black, you know. Still gotta get up there. Well, can't do that. I was hoping maybe, like, while he's still, I can get up there. But no, it looks like he still has that hitbox. I guess I gotta find another way on this roof. Where can we go? Where can we go? Come on. There's gotta be a jumping point for this. Somewhere. Ah, here we go. This should do. Alright, we're up on this. Now we get up here. Oh, look, there's a big one over there that's already lit. Should we maybe take that out before we light another one? You know what? I think I should probably kill this before I set fire to another one of these things and end up, you know, unleashing a 2-for-1 battle against myself. It would probably be best to kill this first. So, let's go ahead and summon the Mimic here. Oh shit, please don't do the long range thing. Oh shit. Golden Vow. Come on. Protection of the Erdtree. Final one. Alright, heal and Cerulean Task. Last. Alright, we got it. Let's go. We also should probably change to the Black Blade because holy damage. Uh-oh. Can't damage him. Oh no, my Mimic got caught in the swirl. Oh, so you can survive that. Good to know. Alright. And come on, come on, come on, come on. Second jump attack. Oh shit. This is not going to be good. Blessing of the Erdtree, save me. Oh my gods, I survived. My buffs worked. Ah. And the worst part is I'm standing in water. That means I actually was resisting its effect. It was raining and I'm standing in water, which means I actually had better fire negation. Even with the advantage of elemental resistance, I couldn't beat him. Oh, that hurts. I'm not gonna lie, that really hurts. Okay, let's try this again. Wait, what? Oh, other direction. Doi. Oh, I should probably... Did I rest of this? Okay, yeah, I did. Cool. Alright, let's see here. Where is it? Protection. And Golden Vow. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Alright. And we're going to get close and it's going to spark to life, probably. Yep, there it is. Alright, we got that one. Come on, keep going. Don't let it recover. Oof. Torrent took the blow for me there. Oof. Come on. Get wrecked. Fall down already, you big bastard. Alright, I think that's it. I think it's falling. And critical. Yeah. Okay. Alright, we've almost got it. Don't let it recover. Oh shit. God damn it. I'm taking like full damage from it now. Okay, I really just jumped that. What am I doing? Being an idiot? Hey, assembly. I'm just dying to one of these fire things again because they decided to put a literal shit ton of these in the fight. I was originally going to go try and figure out a way to reactivate one of the others to move it out of the way, but unfortunately it kind of had a friend, and I just realized right as I was about to throw a giant pot in this dead one that it might be a good idea to kill the other one that was shambling around first. You know, just generally good practice to not go 2 for 1 against a boss that tends to, like, 2-shot me. Seems like a bad idea. And I'd almost killed it. Nearly. Didn't, but I nearly got it. This time for sure. What is it with fire bosses and just utterly owning me in this DLC, I swear. Alright, run to its feet. That freaking fire stomp. Sometimes I'll dodge it like 4 times in a row without issue. And then other times we'll have just the weirdest... I think I always either mistime it perfectly or I dodge it like 4 times. Gotta do that jump though. That seems to be the best way to do it. Well, that hurt. Okay, I interrupted that stagger. That's great. That interrupting that jump attack was a very risky move, and I'm glad it paid off. And even if I roll through it, that just hits me no matter what I do. I really don't know how to dodge that one. Ow. Ugh. That is not going well. Okay. Is he fallen? He's fallen. Get to... No. Better not be in a non-critical place. Oh, you frickin'... When the game won't let you crit him. Oh, there it goes. Okay. For a second there, I worried I was going to lose this. Because I didn't have a good crit chance. Oh shoot, not lag, not now! Really, game? You decide to lag out now? That's mean. Okay, managed to dodge it. Cool. And, okay, need to heal. Heal. Don't get grabbed. Oh, man. Wait, what's going on? Oh. Whoa. Shoot. Lost my moment from there for a second. Okay. Come on. Just a bit more. Good God, this thing has so much freaking health. No, 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 not this freaking attack again. No matter what I do, I can't dodge that. Now I basically just cannot take another hit. Ugh. God damn it. Come on, kill it, kill it, kill it. Ah. Sometimes if your summon kills it after you die, you can still get the kill. My God, that thing has so much freaking health. Like, I get it, game. You want to make the DLC tough, but there's, like, tough, and then there's absurd. There's gotta be a simpler way of fighting these things, right? There has to be. I'm starting on, like, a handful, so I have, what was it? Ka, Su, Shi, so, Day and Day, yeah, so I have Day, Su, Shi, Ka, and, me, I think, so far. So I'm working through them, bit by bit. Trying to get better at them, but I've literally just kind of started on that a bit ago, and I'm still just going through the basics of, hey, make sure that you put the Capra Demon? You mean oh God, the Capra Demon? That fight. If there is a single fight in Dark Souls I would say is just unfair, it's the Capra Demon fight. No shame to anyone who uses... So there's this glitch. Oh, did it twice. There's this glitch where you can actually kill it by chucking things over the fog wall, and I use it every time. I don't fight that thing. Fighting the Capra Demon is for suckers and speedrunners. Actually, speedrunners don't even fight it because they don't need to. Alright, so you gotta back up for that. Mistime that jump and you frickin' die. And also, you can't roll through that attack. Holy shit, I don't... Yeah, so you gotta do it, like, right when it drops its thing down. Oh, Orphan of Kos? Well, the Orphan wasn't tanky, that's the thing. The Orphan was just really aggressive, and honestly, compared to Malenia, I prefer to fight the Orphan of Kos, which is a weird thing to say. If old me could hear that I would actually prefer to fight the Orphan of Kos over any boss in any game, he would have, like, a seizure and start, like, reminding me of how terrible it was. But I do agree about the Capra Demon. The Capra Demon is not even annoying because it's hard. It's annoying because you have no room to dodge and, like, no room to make mistakes. Because there's just two really aggressive dogs. You either kill the Capra Demon immediately or you're screwed. Alright. Wait, where's its head? Shit. Shit, 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 shit. Alright, there we go. Yeah, the Orphan of Kos is like a big problem, though. I will agree on that. That thing is aggressive as hell by Bloodborne standards, and Bloodborne is one of the more aggressive games in the whole series. I almost want to just back up right now. Oh, shoot. Oh, no, 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 not this nonsense. I hate this one. Oh my gosh, this actually, re-roll, this is my least favorite attack, hands down. That freaking fireball, homing fireball nonsense can get, the hell out of here. I think I learned all of them in like a week. Really? Damn. I mean, again, I haven't like been studying entire days long. I've mostly been doing it in between all my other stuff when I have like a 5 minutes or so free to review them and do like a quick lesson on them. Oh, I also created some new card ideas though, which I'll have for you. I'm actually going to work on some of them tomorrow, and along with my Inside Out 2 review thumbnail, and I've got to finish recording the last bit of the audio for that, but I should be able to finish the editing tomorrow too, or on Saturday, hopefully. I've got a lot of plates spinning. A lot of plates spinning in the air. And I'm also still doing the Italian lessons, because, you know, I got, like, 150 days worth of Italian lessons in. Might as well keep it up, because it's like 5 days to just continue. You know, it's like 5-10 minutes to just keep doing some of the Duolingo things. That's why I like Duolingos, because you can just take 5 or 10 minutes on like a lunch break or something like that to do a lesson or two. And hopefully over time you will actually grow a better understanding of it, just through like, you know, long-term exposure. It's the one mobile game I actually approve of using horrible transaction stuff. Because it's there to make you want to keep doing the lessons and get your high score. It uses all the horrible addiction that mobile games have to offer to help you learn a language. I think it's kind of cool. Alright, we need to figure out how to give up to that big guy. To throw a pot in him. Maybe, well, I do have enough to make more pots, so maybe I try just throwing it. For me, finding Japanese words I already know spelled in hiragana help me retain it. Yeah, that makes sense. Actually, that's one of the cool things on the Duolingo app is whenever they show you a word, they also show it in the... you already show... Yeah. They start you off with like some hiragana, and when you do more of them in the hiragana practice, it unlocks more of them in the lessons. So you see based on which ones you've reviewed and which ones it's shown you. Wonder, do I have to throw it from the top, or can I just throw it from here? Because if I don't need to actually be entirely on top of it, then I can just climb out this spot. To be fair, I actually only knew that because of fanfiction. Because fanfiction writers love throwing in bits of Japanese and then making Japanese references in anime fanfiction. It's like a regular thing. Like the Midori, people always joke about like what they love doing the Midori joke, which is, oh, the green hair guy has the name that starts with green something. Has a name, you know, that basically just means green. So that's how I know that one. Alright, and I think if I throw this in here, it'll reactivate it. Yep, it does indeed. Hello, horrible furnace boss. I don't feel like fighting another one of you right this second. So if you could kindly not murder me while I run over here, thanks. Mimic deer, run distraction, please. Alright, now, what do we have in here? Ow. Oh, well that's fun. I'm like, oh, I could just run in here and grab this item, right? Nope. Fire vortex. Get screwed, loser. You can't run past me. Ugh. Here I was thinking I was being clever. And of course he's already active. So running for that item again seems just like a way to get killed. Let's go ahead and, well, I guess we're fighting it again. I swear, these things are just freaking everywhere. Alright, Blessing of the Erdtree. Golden Vow. Increases my damage. We need all the buffs we can get a hold of. Luckily we're on water, which actually does mean we take reduced fire damage, which is why his attacks are like 1 or 2 shotting me, not instantly killing me immediately. Like I could feasibly take 3 of those with regeneration. Todoroki means to shout or become famous. Oh, that's actually very fitting for Endeavor. Do you just look them up? Did you originally look a lot of them up based on My Hero? Ow. Jumping into the air hurts. Okay. Jump, jump, jump. It is interesting that Todoroki has that name, though. I think that is kind of funny. Oh, so... Yeah, I think I just had to back up and then jump for that one. Nope, that just happens. I imagine they're also... They do probably stick out in your mind because you know a character with that name. At least that's how it is oftentimes for me. It's like, oh, so that character actually has a name that means something. Ugh. Actually, it is weird because you don't really think about it, but it kind of does happen in English sometimes, too. One of the examples I generally think of in English where, like, a name can sometimes give insight into a character would be something like Fox Mulder. Because he's supposed to be, you know, the clever guy who sees the truth of the world or whatever, and he's named after a clever animal, a fox. Oh, wow, this guy died a lot easier than the other one. As long as I can make it to his face before he gets up. Please die. It helps retain info. A blood-sucking cracked tear. Blood-sucking tear? Is that some kind of boost when you do blood damage? That could actually... Yeah, because blood builds needed something else to make them OP, huh? Blood builds already have, like, a talisman and a freaking... what was it called? What was it called? The white math that gives you a boost for like 15 seconds after you deal blood damage, so you deal even more damage. They do not need a tier to also give them another buff. Bleed is already one of the best builds in the game from Software. Stop making it better. You slap all these on, you go Blood Flame Blade, and might as well slap on the Flame tier as well, because why not? Oh, someone else joined. Hello! Well, we are heading past Mesmer's castle and into the valley below, into the shadowed lands. I just killed 2 of those giant bonfire-looking assholes because they are the worst. And now I hope I don't have to fight more of them, but I probably do because it looks like those are the standard recurring boss. I like the tree sentinel in the main game. Zoop. Another grace. You don't even get that many souls for killing them. For all the effort it takes to kill those things, you only get about, like, 30,000 souls. Which is kind of stupid. Which is why getting some reading material is really important. Over apps. Yeah. Again, once I get a little more confident with it, I am definitely going to start, like, pulling out some, like, I have some sites, where I can get some manga that are normally... fully Japanese. Actually, one of the things I'm really excited about for practice is that I'm going to try and get a hold of some of those, like, well, not get a hold of physical copies, but find online some copies of, like, the colored manga. Because I always see some of the ones where they actually, you know, the versions where they release it with all the coloring done, but they're always in Japanese, and that's one of the things I'm really excited about, is just being able to, like, read manga with, like, full coloring. Just seems cool. Oh, shoot. Well... I'd hoped that this would put me back on a spot where I could actually, you know, do something, but it just kept me on the crevice. I thought it was about to fall, that's why I quit out and came back in. That's actually a tip for anyone who ends up watching this after the fact. People talk about Dark Souls not having a pause button. At any point in the game, unless you're being invaded, you can literally just quit out, and if you're quick at it, you can survive deadly falls that you misjumped by just quitting out fast. I have survived. I can do it like a decently often, around 10% the time. It's just like quit out before I hit the bottom, which is so effective. Alright, we're going to pull a Blasphemous Blade out because Gargoyle Black Blade nowhere near that good. Might be good to start with children. Yeah, I know. For beginning, I'm going to need to start with some of the children's books. I might actually check out some of the ones you were talking about earlier. Because you had showed me some you had gotten a hold of, and I might look for some of the similar ones. Luckily, Japanese is one of those languages that's gotten increasingly easier to find material for over the years, because Japan has one of the largest cultural exports outside of the US. I mean, honestly, I think they might just have, like, one of the largest, like, internationally recognized cultural exports, you know? I genuinely can't think of another country that has that much of their media available in basically every other country aside from the U.S. And the U.S. it's mostly because they're an economic superpower and they have Hollywood here, which is where the film industry eventually just coalesced, even the global one, to an extent. Not to say there aren't plenty of studios in other countries, it's just, you know, there's a reason you see a lot of American films basically everywhere you go. The big names tend to be here. Although Japan has just started getting a lot of goodwill there, specifically with anime, but, you know. Although K-dramas are also starting to become a thing. My parents actually thought about watching one recently, which I was like, oh, you guys are going to watch subtitle stuff. I don't think they did, but they thought about it, which for them is a big deal, because they generally stay far, far away from subtitles. I don't know why. Shirokumasan? No, Hotoki Ki is an easy one. Alright, I'll have to look for that one. You are right, though, just piecing it together and trying to go over them. One of the things I've actually been doing a decent amount of are the matching challenges, where you had to match words with the foreign language version, which would be the hiragana version, really, really quickly. And for Japanese, it has the Romanized Japanese version of the hiragana, and it also has the English definition, and it'll randomly mix them together with one side, you know, two on one side or whatever. So sometimes it'll ask you to match either of the Japanese characters to the English version, or it'll ask you to match, oh, hey, Aaron, Adam, welcome back. We are trying to find a way down this cliff. And talking about hiragana. Alright. Whoop, here we go. Jumping down. Because where's the elevator where you can just jump down a bunch of rocks, right? You know, that's one of the things that, like, people constantly talk about the original Souls games, is that you were just jumping over balconies and stuff like that. Which was really cool. And, oh my, freaking grab attacks. Do you have to grab my face like that, Mr. Bug? Please stop. Yes. No. Bad. The Blasphemous Blade can be very useful. Taker's Cameo is a talisman that gives you the same effect where you gain health whenever you kill an enemy. Both them, that and the blade, can be very useful because it lets you take a little damage from enemies, which means you can be a little sloppy. With the Great Swords, it's nice because you can afford to, you know, take some damage getting those jump attacks off. My god, this is a long way down. Oh shoot, not this thing again. Ugh, these things were teased in like an image, and whenever I have a rule, whenever Miyazaki feels the desire to tease an enemy on the marketing, that enemy is most likely going to be very annoying to fight, because it means he's proud of it. And he teased this image before the DLC came out, and I was just like, oh god, if it's a boss, because it was just this guy looking kind of weird in the shadows. You couldn't really tell what the discs were. And the moment I saw it, I knew if it was a boss or a regular enemy, whatever it was going to be really annoying to fight. Sort of like how the boss he teased for the game. Started the playing game and completed Yura's questline, beat Margaret, Godric, and Renala. Nice! Wow. Good progress. So the bleed build's working out for you then. I'm glad to hear that, seriously. It's a fun game. Oh, and the Radagon dog. Yeah. Was that thing annoying for you or not? I played a Spellcaster build my first time through. And man oh man was that fight annoying, because he does not... a melee build can do it pretty easily, because you can just tank the attacks and go in. But unless you have the Carrion Slicer, the fact that he's also, you know, resistant to magic means he can just... ugh. Rhea Lucario the first time through was a nightmare for me. Oh, yeah, you got that, didn't you? Oh, right, you complete Yura's questline, so that means you're in the Altus Plateau. I didn't tell you about that one yet, but oh, yeah, that thing is gross. That thing is That is a, like... I use that in PvP sometimes. It's that good. Oh, come on. A-holes. Interrupting my little duel here. There, get my health back from the Blasphemous Blade, and let's... Oh, come on! More of you asshole... Where are these freaking things coming from? They're hiding in the tall grass, like freaking Pokemon. Oh, gods. Heal, heal, heal. Shoot. Yeah, Eleanor's Pole Blade, though, is... Yeah, you just press L2 near a boss and they die. Alright, I just need you to stop that, mister. Like, now. Ah! I swear if he kills me, I'm gonna... Oh, you think that? Honestly, you're lucky. You're so fortunate that Elden Ring was your first Souls game. Oh my, the stories. The run back to the boss. Elden Ring is probably the most forgiving Souls game when it comes to boss runbacks. Not to sound like an old person, but back in the old days, you had to run to... Basically every boss had to run up to them. Like, every single one of them. There were no convenient graces. Here, I think it's like maybe a third at most. But yeah, half the bosses in the game got more difficult because you had to run past like a pack of wolves or some really annoying enemies or whatever. And they would just eat up so many of your resources. That is very much a part of the challenge. It was particularly something they did with low health bosses, which Radagon's dog very much is. The Red Wolf of Radagon doesn't have a ton of health relative to a lot of other bosses in the game, which is why. They tend to use it as a compensating measure so they can still have lightweight, aggressive bosses and not have to worry about them getting absolutely wrecked by the right build. Because you can just be weak the first time you go through, especially since the first time you go through an area, you have what I like to call the beginner understanding, where... Oh, shoot. Ah! If you have a PS4 or a PS5, my first recommendation, as always, would be Bloodborne. But then again, I am a hardcore Bloodborne fanboy, so take that with the information that I am a Bloodborne fanboy. Bloodborne is probably the most aggressive of the games. It has some really cool systems. You even have the rallying system, which is basically when you get hit, your health goes like orange instead of graying out. And if you hit an enemy, you can get any of that health that's orange back as long as you hit them quickly. Oh my god, these things are like mosquitoes. You're on PC? That's a downside. Yeah, they're never porting Bloodborne. I hope you... I'm sorry to say that, but they are never... For all the people who say they are, they're just not. They have no reason to. It's a console seller. It's going to be like Demon Souls. One of the Souls games they can hold over our heads for the PS6 or whatever as a remaster. It's an unfortunate fact of life, but I've come to accept it. I would say that if the PS4... If you can find a PS4 used for, like, really cheap... Bloodborne is actually kind of one of those things that can be worse than the console. It's one of the best things on that console, period. Like, there's a reason they're never porting it. It is a hell of a thing to hold over gamers' heads. Let me try something, actually. Nope, that didn't work. It just woke it up. Whoop. Back. Oh my god, where did that even come from? Okay, this is a vicious little... These things are freaking rude. It's like, hey, I'm trying to heal here. Could you not? For like 5 seconds. Okay, come on. Yes. Ah, I see. Good old emulation, yes. I tried to emulate Demon Souls back in the day, but I eventually just caved and found a PS3 for like $30 online. Turns out not many people wanted them. So a used base PS3 that wasn't like a Slim or anything like that was really cheap on eBay. And it even worked when I bought it, which is, you know, better luck than some people get. But yeah, that was long before the Demon Souls remake came out. Back when we thought Demon Souls was going to be in the same place, basically held over our heads forever. Actually, the first time I played it, the servers had literally just gotten taken down shortly before. So I had to do online stuff. I actually joined like basically some fans found out a way to simulate the servers for that game. So you basically had to like change your network settings. I forget the exact details. It's actually pretty cool too, that the game was like that popular with some people. Demon Souls is also a pretty interesting one, although it's more like a proto-Souls game. A lot of the ideas haven't been fully formed yet, and upgrading your weapon can be a pain in just every part of your body. Actually, not even just the ass. Every part of you will hurt trying to upgrade your weapons. You have to get the stones from crystal lizards like previous games, but if you miss the lizard, they disappear, and the only way to respawn them is not to reset the game, like the scarabs or whatever. No, you have to kill the boss in that particular subset area, which are like 3 bosses per world or whatever, and then you get them. It is a hell of a thing, though, if you miss the materials and you just can't fully upgrade your weapon. That actually happened to me on one playthrough. Not gonna lie, I missed the Pure Stone multiple times, so I just sat there with this +9 weapon being, like, grumpy about it. It was my Dex playthrough. Well, not the Dex playthrough, no, it was the, I want to say it was the Fate playthrough? I forget which upgrade it was, per se. Because it wasn't the Dex. The Dex is a whole other thing. The Dex is a 2% random drop from, like, 3 enemies. Yeah, 2%. It took me, like, literally days so I can get the achievement. That is a hell of an achievement to get. The Pure Bladestone, ooh boy. As for others, Dark Souls 2 is interesting. I personally really like it, but also some people really hate it. It's one of the more polarizing games. You could either fall completely in love with it, because it actually has a good PvP scene even today, but it did do a lot of things differently, and you will want to research adaptability before you start playing. I got lucky because I do spellcaster characters, and attunement also increased the same stat that did, so I ended up not having it, but the adaptability affects speed, which affects the number of invincibility frames you get during your roll animation. So when you first start the game, the roll feels a lot clunkier, but if you get more speed, the roll feels like a normal Dark Souls roll, and a lot of people really did not like that, like a lot. I used to be one of them. For a long time, I kind of hated Dark Souls 2 as I was playing it, but I grew to love it because I like the magic in it a lot. Neo. That's a weird one. I've been meaning to try Neo 1 and 2 basically since Neo 1 came out, and I've just never tried it. I've heard it's more about, like, a little bit more linear, and it's also, what's the word? What was the word I heard? It's more about your weapon, I think? I don't know. Again, it's one of those Dark Souls likes I've been meaning to try for a long time. Like a long time. One of the ones I really would recommend is Hollow Knight. It's not necessarily a Souls-like per se, but it has a lot of the same DNA. It's like a mix of Metroidvania. It's a mix of more heavy Metroidvania elements with Souls. I like that one a lot. That game is just fantastic. The recent Pinocchio one was pretty good, as long as you don't do an elemental build like I did. That was a mistake, but I actually played it again with the Dex stuff, and oh my god, so if you just ignore the magic build altogether because they did not build it for in-game, it's great. It's fantastic. Really good game. It's basically Bloodborne, but with Italians. You played Hollow Knight. Okay, good. You have taste. It's good to know you have good taste. Yeah. There are some... What are some of the other good Souls-like recommendations? Because From Software does good work, but you always do go looking for other ones. Thymesia was a weird game. I played that recently. What was it, like a year ago now? I think Thymesia was last year. Yeah, Thymesia was last year. I put it on my list. It was a weird one. It felt a little unfinished, but it had this weird system where when you used a heavy charged attack, you could claw grab somebody, and if you claw grabbed an enemy, you grabbed an ethereal weapon based on the last enemy you claw grabbed. Remnant's actually kind of interesting. It's like a Diablo third-person shooter Souls-like, and if you like all those things, you'll probably like Remnant. I enjoyed Remnant. It has a lot of the elements. It's basically what if the Souls game was a third-person shooter. So it's not, if you like Souls for like the difficult boss fights and dodge rolling around, it's kind of like it. But if you're looking at it like a third-person action RPG, it's definitely not. I don't know. Now, you are right that it's weird, because it has a lot of like the same, what would you even call it? The vibe of a Souls-like? It has a similar gameplay pattern, you know. Go in, kill the boss or don't. If you don't, you respawn. And you respawn at the graces that you find, but that's just finding checkpoints. It does have the depressing atmosphere down, that's for sure. Dark, decaying world, got it. I'm trying to think of what some of the other good ones I have. That's the thing, though. That's the thing. The problem with From Software for me. It's like whenever From Software's games come around, I'm like, oh, all the other Souls-likes can go away now. I have From Software again. I have gotten desperate in my years. There was the other one, which was kind of like a roguelite Souls-like, kind of. What was that one? Oh, God. It's on the tip of my tongue. I have it for the Switch. It's the one where you're like a sentient pile of slime attached to a body. It's driving me insane. It's going to drive me nuts, isn't it? But yeah, there's like this pixel art 2D roguelite, but it still plays a lot like a Souls-like. Weird. Wish I had my list in front of me. You know, the most annoying question I've ever been asked is like, what is a Souls-like? It's like, it's a game that's like Dark Souls. Yeah, but in what way? It's like, it's a game where if you wanted to tell somebody what it was like, you'd say it's like Dark Souls. I don't really... You can say it's an action RPG, and I think that's a valid definition, technically, but it just doesn't jive with me, because I feel like so many other things... Dead Cells, that's what I was thinking of. Yes, thank you. I liked that one. That one was fun. I played it on the Switch regularly. Oh, shoot. Back up, back up. Yeesh. Yes. Got it. Oh, shoot. Poisoned. Let's just play Blessing. We'll just heal through the poison. When you can cast a spell and just out-heal your way through the poison. Why even bother with curing it? Oh, Another Crab's Treasure. That came out recently. That actually... I'm about to review that. But I will say, I did like it. You say it's more of a mood, but, like, again, you have something like Another Crab's Treasure, which is, like, weirdly upbeat until it gets Lovecraft. Well, I guess it did get randomly Lovecraftian, didn't it? I can see that argument. I don't play a ton of roguelikes, but Hades is really good. I'm putting off Hades 2 until the game is like fully released. I don't want to do the early access version, but man, have I been tempted. Oh boy, have I been tempted. Few games can tempt me like Hades or its clones. Actually, that's part of the reason I tried Lisfangas, because not only did it look cool, the premise sounded interesting, but it also looked like the gameplay of Hades. Actually, if you like Hades' gameplay, not necessarily the roguelike elements, because it's not a roguelike, but Lysfanga is a ton of fun. It's like the weird action strategy thing. I played it earlier this year and reviewed it recently, and I freaking love that game. Like, I actually do. There will never be enough people who know what Lysfanga is. I played it. It's so good, especially the soundtracks. Yeah, Hades is great. Fantastic. Oh. Or are you talking about Lysfanga's soundtrack? Because Lysfanga also has a good soundtrack. What's some of the other really weird ones I'd recommend? I don't have a ton of very obscure recommendations is the point. Like, my most obscure thing right now, I think, is Lysfanga. Oop. I have played a lot of older classics, like System Shock 2, but nobody really needs you to recommend those. Honestly, I'd almost say System Shock 2 has kind of like a Souls-like vibe to it, but, you know, sci-fi Souls. If you're looking for, like, just good games outside of Souls-like, Baldur's Gate 3, 100%, where me and Coden Assembly and Brutal Assembly and a few of our friends are playing it together at the moment in co-op, and that game is, like, just a ton of fun. They completely nailed tabletop role-playing over a PC on that one. They don't let you do everything, but they let you do more than you expect. Alright. Man, they just made this... This is basically just Tomb of the Giants, isn't it? Oh yeah, be prepared for some really dark areas in early Souls game. That's fair. If you're not really into turn-based gameplay, yeah. That's fair. Fallout New Vegas gets a tentative recommendation. I love the game, but be prepared to need to download like a bunch of mods to make it work. Fallout New Vegas is really good. It has very good role-playing elements, really good dialogue, and a really cool plot. As adventure games go, ooh, I played a few adventure games recently, actually. Chants of Sennaar was kind of cool, I gotta say. Yeah, if you don't like turn-based RPGs, that's fine. Absolutely fine. Honestly, I think Darkest Dungeon looks really cool, but I just can't play it. My friend, Coden Assembly, Rule Assembly over there loves Darkest Dungeon. I just can't stand it. Couldn't get through it. It looks fun, but I just couldn't do it. And that's fair. Games aren't for everyone. Oof. Frickin'. Dark room with a mage and 2 frickin' annoying imps. I should have rushed. The mages are on both ends. That's the annoying part, actually. Bullet heaven games are fun. I actually never got into those. I played a lot of... I know this is not bullet hell, but I used to play like a lot of Galaga, which a lot of those games remind me of. And I always kind of saw bullet hell games and was like, they look kind of cool. Not sure I would want to play them, but they always look cool. The closest I got was when I played Nier Automata. Nier Automata. That one kind of turns into a bullet heaven game, even though it's an action RPG at times. Don't think I ever finished Nier Automata, I just played a lot of it. Again, coded is fine. Coded assembly... Oh, sorry, I missed that one. Coded assembly is fine. Ooh. Okay. If you like weirder recommendations though, Killer Frequency was kind of good. If you like those cinematic games, I don't really know what to call them, like an Until Dawn style thing, more like an adventure game. Killer Frequency was a little weird. It was basically you're playing a radio host in this like middle of nowhere town. Have I played League of Legends? Once. I played a bit of League when I was at like a LAN party thing. I played a bit of Dota, but like not Dota 2, I mean like Warcraft 3 Dota and some of the other game modes that whole soup is derived from. But I've never really like gotten into Dota or League. Not necessarily because I didn't really want to, it just never kind of came up. I didn't have a lot of friends that played, so I didn't play, I guess, is the best way of saying it. Mod. The scenarios, yes. Modded scenarios. Warcraft 3 was a great game, though. I used to play a lot of that when I was younger. Oh, man. You're a League addict? I wish you the best of luck. I hear it's a hell of a thing. I actually hear... Well, actually, the last thing I heard about was, what, the like, $100 skin pack or whatever? Where they were asking people not to take out loans. Alright, well, we dealt with that mage. Looking for invisible walls. They're never there. You know, this reminds me a lot of Tomb of the Giants, but with a lot less sliding down coffins. $400. Ah, so it was worse than I remembered. Got it. It was even more shameless and cash grabby. Yeah, that was the last I'd heard about League, and I'm like, yep. That's the reaction I had, Assembly. That's the reaction I had, Coded Assembly. Oh, man. Yeah. I wish you the best of luck. I hear League can be fun, though. Like, I know it's the joke to complain about it being really toxic, whatever, but I've talked to people at the card shop who play League who actually just enjoy playing League. And you know what? Good on you. I did enjoy a lot of the game modes or scenarios like it in Warcraft 3, so I probably would enjoy it if I had the time to really sink my teeth into it. Now, back in the day, and Code and Assembly can actually back me up on this, I was a huge Warcraft person. I mean, not Warcraft, Warframe person. Me and another one of my friends used to play it just constantly, like all the time. Man, I spent a lot of time in that particular game. Like an uncomfortable amount of hours, actually. That one was fun, though. If you're looking for like a good MMO you can time sink into, ooh boy, that would be fun. At some point, the game is always the same if you play competitively. Yeah, that's the problem with a lot of games when they get competitive, in my opinion. Magic the Gathering is a similar way, but Magic the Gathering is actually kind of like that if you play a specific format competitively. But luckily, people are have a lot of ego. Yeah, I mean, that's playing online, you know. I do feel like League gets a bit of a bad rap. It is weird how everything eventually devolves into the meta. When I played Overwatch a lot of time, that was what happened too. I enjoyed what I played, but never played with randoms. Garoon Spin. Never played with randoms. That would actually be my advice for like any of those games. Just play with your friends, and it'll be way more enjoyable. It's why casual Commander games in Magic are way more enjoyable these days for me personally than just playing a bunch of whatever is going on in Modern at the moment. I think Mono Red Storm. Oh my god, that freaking... He's just got to bullet spam me to death, isn't he? I really need to do something about that guy. Let's see, what do I got? What do I got? Oh, Frenzy Burst, that'll work. Yes, I am firing a laser out of my eyeball. Frenzy Burst is a hell of a spell. If you get the build for it going, I am playing it solo. Ah, well, I wish you the best of luck. I played Overwatch solo. I played a lot of online games solo, actually. Warframe, Overwatch. I played a lot of 2F2 solo, although that was like later. Originally, I got into it with Coded and a few other friends. I have no friends. Yeah. I mean, originally I had, like, nobody to play games with, so that's what I did. Just playing random, you can do that. There's nothing wrong with it. Oh my god, that's a... Oh, that's why they include the Stake America right there. I have no friends. I wish we had enough people to get a Team Fortress 2 server going. Because nowadays it's just nothing but bots. I've tried to play online alone, and it's like, at least you can, like, play with real human beings. Oh yeah, that's why I stopped playing too. That's actually why I stopped playing. I couldn't keep up with the meta. It just got exhausting. Alright. Person. Giant cannon thing. It doesn't help that every once in a while they want to completely change how the game is played. Like, what was it? Every once in a while they're like, oh wait, we want burst healing to be a thing. Oh no, now we don't want burst healing to be a thing. We want tanks to be better at tanking. We want supports to be doing support things. Now we don't want these characters to be supports at all. And it's like, good gods. Looking at some characters in that game and what they've been over the years is like, there's balancing. I heard there was a TF2 ban wave over like 2 weeks ago. Really? Hey, maybe it might be tolerable for like a few minutes. Alright, well, I guess I gotta do this the slow way with this guy. Oh my god. Come on. The fact that I can't, like, aim at him half the time is really annoying. Alright, why am I not able to lock onto him? And then I was out of blue juice. Whoop. Ugh. This thing is gonna test my frickin' patience, I swear. Cringiest thing in League is watching Dead Switch. They just dead switch a character's playstyle and messes up the meta for 2 weeks at least. Yeah, that was the thing that got me really annoyed with Overwatch, because I would get good at using a character and a few different characters, because I like to have, you know, access to more than just one freaking role, because people who only can do one role can get really annoying in Overwatch. But the thing is, the developers would just keep changing what every class did, and it was like, guys, you need to give me something consistent that I can, like, build upon. Oh, that worked. Ancient Dragon's Lightning Strike. Thank you. You have been a good friend to me. Ooh. Oh, hello. We have someone else in chat. Oh my god, it's 3 people at once. The most I have ever seen. It's beautiful. Oh my. This is the improved version. You should try some dragon fights in Dark Souls 1, or the Loran camera beast in Bloodborne. Technically it's the Loran Dark Beast, but that camera's gonna fly all over the place. That's the real enemy. Oh boy. Honestly, the camera behaves itself so much better nowadays than it used to. Which I know is probably scaring you off the older games, but we had a lot more humanoid enemies back then. A lot more larger, weirder bosses weren't as common. You only had like a handful of dragon fights used to be like really impressive and rare. In Dark Souls 1 you had the Flaming Drake on the bridge, you had Calamite in the DLC, and you had Seath, but he didn't really fly around. So that was basically it. Yeah, imagine a game where you don't fight a dragon at like every opportunity. Ooh, an Inquisitor. Oh, a wave of gold. Ow. Oh, they can be blocked at this. Okay. Alright, you need to be dealt with, mister. Got so aggravated with killing Renala. Because our summons, especially the wolves. Yeah. Here's a tip. You're gonna get killed in Dark Souls 1 by something called a Capra Demon. Once you get tired of dying immediately to the 2 wolves that they have in a small arena with just you and him, you can go ahead and just look up a way to throw firebombs over the fog wall. It'll be way better for you, trust me. Oh, I was trying to hit him wherever he was. What the hell did he summon? Got so... the lock just kept changing. The lock-on just kept changing, yeah. You can turn off auto lock-on, which can be nice if you don't want that, which can help you face the same direction. So if you go into your settings, actually, you can come in here and you can turn auto lock-on and off. That means when you loot... or actually, auto-target, too. Turn off auto-target and turn off auto lock-on. So what that'll do is that'll stop you from automatically looking the direction of something that was just summoned. Which can be nice. You generally want to keep it on around bosses that are like teleporting around because it can help you when you can't get a good lock on them. But if you, also just can't get a good lock on them, maybe don't. Whoop. Jump over it. Oh, shoot. Alright, that's annoying. Please stop. Ow. Well. Thank you so much. I need it so bad. You're welcome. I enjoy explaining to other people that you can just mess with the settings. Oh, another weird tip. If you exit out of the game while you're in freefall, you will return to the spot where you last were. So if you're quick enough, if you accidentally fall off a bottomless pit, Godric was way easier than Margaret to me. See, I was the opposite. Again, everyone else says that, and I'm like, I honestly found Godric harder than Margaret my first time around. I'm a weirdo in that regard, though. Basically, everyone else has been like you, and that I've heard. Where the hell do you go? Freaking annoyance. Oh, cool. I can just stand behind these gravestones and do this. That works. Margaret took me just 2 hours or more. Gotta love the Blasphemous Blade. Okay, this is phase 2 now. She can... Freaking... This is annoying. Ah. Yes, let's give all the magic spam bosses their own personal armies. Right? Oh, my oh my. Gotta admit, I do really look forward to playing around with the new spells in my caster character. Well, caster characters. I have several. Because I love playing around with magic. I actually have a really over-leveled, like, level 220 character, I think, on the PS5 version. Partially just because it sounded like fun to be over-leveled. Alright. Let's see. There we go. I'm gonna hide behind this gravestone and smack you because, it works. And because that heals me, I can actually just do that. Ow. God damn, what is with this spam? Eleanor was hard as well because I was under level and tried to kill it for just 3 hours. Really? Eleanor is... I'm not going to say she's easy, but she does get easier once you learn how to fight NPCs. Because I used to be the same way. There's actually this annoying NPC. If you go down the, the Volcano Mana quest line, which you'll eventually go into, there's this really annoying guy in the mountaintops with, like, these dual whips. He was, like, one of the hardest things in the main game for me, aside from Melania. No joke, he took me forever. And I'm not sure if it was because I was under-leveled, honestly. I don't think it was. But the thing is, once you know how to deal with NPCs, by, like, either parrying them or just staggering them, and you've played around in PvP before, they stop being as difficult. Alright, come on. I was level 10 and had one... Wait, how'd you get all the way to Eleonora at level 10? What is wrong with you? You would have to get to the Altus Plateau at level 10, right? What did you do? How did you do that, actually? Did you get abducted by the Abductor Virgin? And somehow get past that at level, like, 10? I don't understand. Oh, wait, not Eleonora. You're talking about the, Reduvia Blade boss. Right? No, you're talking about the Eleonora Pearl Blade. Okay, you guys need to go away. Ow. Shit. Shoot. Wow, that's annoying. You got it at level 10. But you have to kill, like... Oh my god, you got all the way up the cliff at level 10. I'll just say it, I am impressed. Even in my low level build, where I was trying to build like a level 30 character, I got up to level 30 before I went to the Altus Plateau. I think the level 30 is the lowest I've ever been to the Altus Plateau. You ran straight for the pole blade, huh? I am legitimately impressed. That is very difficult. No, full respect if you want to cheese a boss or NPC invader when you're level frickin' 10. That's basically how you win things at that level. I liked it a lot. Yeah, I can imagine. Getting a hold of that thing would have been nice. Okay, you are freaking... All of you are really annoying. So please, all of you, turn into my health bars. Ugh. This guy is a pain, but okay. Double gulp. I can just power through that using the Blasphemous Blade. I thought I was supposed to try and kill it, so I tried to do so for like 3 hours. Oh, shoot. Okay, mister, stop trying to belly slap me while I'm doing things. Alright, come on. I am so grateful the Blasphemous Blade lets you power through that nonsense. There we go. Just power through the damage. That blade seems strong. Yeah, you get it for killing Rykard. Well, you have to use his soul. It basically gives you passive healing whenever you kill an enemy. I think it's like a small percentage of your health, like 1 or 2%. And then the attack is a massive... Yeah, it heals me. The L2 is this massive fire wave that whenever it hits an enemy gives you a bunch of health. It actually got nerfed, believe it or not, right before this DLC came out. This is the nerfed version. It gives you health when you kill something. The L2 gives you health when it hits something. And it also does pretty good stagger and fire damage. Plus, it also scales well with Strength and Dex. Or not Strength and Dex, Strength and Faith. It does also scale somewhat decently with Dex. It used to knock most enemies down, but they nerfed that because I guess they thought that was a little too OP. So, yeah, it's a crazy weapon. It is a faith weapon, yes. It scales with a B with faith, which is why I have more faith, but it also scales pretty well with strength as well, despite saying a C. It still scales pretty well with it, so I often also have a C. I also have like 40 faith. I mean, not 40 faith. I have 55 faith right now. I'm a little over leveled, but 50 faith and 46 strength. Arcane, Dex, and Vigor. That used to be the absolute cheese build. It's still really good. Don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. There's actually a seal that'll let you cast miracles with your faith as your main scaling. if you don't already know about that one, the Dragon Communion skill, it's in, you know where you first spawn in after you get killed by that thing with way too many limbs? Well, if you go to the little fog wall protected by the Goblin's Stoneblade seal, you can go down there, and in that dungeon you'll find the Dragon Communion seal. That thing is great for arcane builds because it lets them cast sorceries with meaningful damage despite being a freaking arcane build. And there are several both sorceries and actually mostly just faith incantations that do have that. It depends on what you want. Dex has the benefit of giving you faster casting time and for blood loss, that's what I'm saying. So the benefit is, there are benefits for both of them. If you want it to be more about the bleed and the casting, I would go with Arcane. If you want your, miracles and blood loss to be the secondary thing, and you want to focus more on your physical damage, I'd go with Dex. There are benefits and downsides to both. You get Rivers of Blood later. Yeah, that one also is pretty much the same too, because the thing is, the physical weapon scales usually with your Dex stat more than your Arcane. Even Rivers of Blood. Now, yes, there's the fire damage, but some things have resistance against fire. Physical damage is pretty average resistance no matter where you go. And Dex is better. Yeah, because if you want, there are things that are just immune to bleed is the thing. Like the stone golems don't bleed. Those gargoyles, or the golems, do not bleed. And when you run into enemies like that, the problem is, you just kind of have to rely on your physical damage. Matting Hand. Oh joy, a frenzy build. I'm cosplaying Vike at the moment in one of my other characters, so I relate to this. Let's just Blasphemous Blade this guy. I don't want to get close because I don't want to get frenzied. Yeah, Dex will do better physical damage, whereas Arcane will allow you to cast better miracles using the Dragon Communion seal, and it'll also let you build up bleed faster. Basically, what Arcane does on a lot of weapons that scale with it is it lets you build up the status condition faster. Yeah, Dex can just let you deal more damage with Dex weapons. Dex builds have kind of been the default. This is like the static default of players for a long time. The Uchigatana has been in every Souls game, even Demon Souls, and it was always a good weapon. Now in later games there have been, better ones. Actually, there was a bleed blood tinge build that used a bloody weapon that inflicted rapid poison, which was basically just bleed under a different name because Bloodborne already had blood everywhere. I guess they didn't need a bleed condition. Katanas that bleed, they're always good. Yeah, if you want to just go Dex for more damage with Arcane as a supplement, I would recommend getting a few points in Faith. That way you can get things like Rotten Breath. It's one of the Dragon Communion things. You go to the Dragon Church in Caelid, you can get it. It lets you inflict Scarlet Rot onto your enemies. Have I played New Game Plus? Yes, on one character. But I ended up, I did a backup save, went into New Game Plus, and everything was just really tanky. So I mostly just kept that character around to co-op with other people, because I already had access to all the areas. So I ended up reverting the save after, I think, killing Godric. And I was just like, yeah, it's more tanky stuff. The thing is, in other Souls games, there was actually new stuff in New Game Plus, which I'm a little disappointed there really isn't in this game. Now, don't get me wrong, it could be a pain as well. In Dark Souls 2, for example, you had to get to New Game Plus before you can even get all the items, which was a different kind of hell. Have you ever had to play a game 3 times just to get all the equipment? Oh, man, that's a crazy thing. Technically, you can get some of it from... Technically, you can get the things you need to get to New Game Plus from the Covenants, but one of them was the PvP arena, and so you had to be really good at PvP, and Dark Souls 2 PvP is weirdly competitive, so I was never that good. So I guess this is like a Forest of Frenzy, and oh gods, what the hell just gave me that much frenzy? Are the goats giving me frenzy? Man. I find it really cheap that we have all these things wearing the yellow madness contacts, and yet we can't inflict madness on anything aside from NPC invaders or other NPC characters when we fight them. Very disappointing. Let madness be a real stat in the game. Come on. I mean, if they can get the yellow contact rings over here. Would there be an Elden ring? What? Let's see. Would there be an Elden Ring lore? Why is it possible? Oh, Elden Ring 2. Haven't heard anything. I want an Elden Ring 2, but at the same time, Elden Ring was a massive game. From Software, like, credit to them. They put in the work. But asking a developer to make another game like that anytime soon, I mean, the wait we had between the end of Dark Souls 3 and Elden Ring was crazy. But this was a massive game. The amount of enemies they had to copy, people rag on them for that, and I'm like, there's no way they could have made this game with, like, if every one of the bosses had to be a unique enemy. Even if you discount the things that become normal enemies later and just take no repeats, the sheer amount of bosses and ideas they put in this game is insane. I would like for them to take a break at least, and maybe try out some new ideas and then come back. I think they do their best work when they're not trying to rush out sequels, and they come back to things with a fresh head. I think an Elden Ring 2 would be something I would play. Definitely. I mean, if From Software said they made basically anything, I would try it. I still need to try Armored Core 6, because From Software made, and of course I'm going to at least give it a shot. But despite that, I'm not really sure I want them to jump right to Elden Ring 2. Quite frankly, I would actually just prefer them to make another DLC. I know they've said they have, like, no plans to at the moment, but, well, plans can change. Maybe they will. I would love that, because I think this game is already just so huge and could use a little bit more. But that might be me being greedy. Still, I would play an Elden Ring 2. I think it's possible. I mean, Dark Souls got a sequel, and if you play that game eventually, trust me, it had a kind of definitive ending. Age of Dark, or we just do this all over again. They squeezed 2 sequels out of that. Game top played even after 2 years of the DLC, and that's just impressive for a story single-player game. It is, you're right, 100%. From Software are like on another level when it comes to making games. Also, they will not let you have Torrent in here because it's scared of the frenzy, and I'm so... Why, Torrent? You haven't been scared of any of the other stuff. We literally fought death itself, and Torrent's scared of this. Yeah, Elden Ring is... From Software is just one of those people. I'm still amazed, actually, that From Software became, like, commonly popular. I got into it a little bit before Dark Souls 3 came out. Like, it was, like, short... I think it was, like, yeah, it was a year or two after Bloodborne came out, and Dark Souls 3 was going to come out soon. And that's when I got into all this. And I'm still just shocked that the Soulsborne games became this popular. Like, this seems like a kind of niche, kind of like a franchise that would be niche, you know? But the impressive difficulty just became something people liked them for. Yeah, I'd basically play anything they made, and I think a lot of other people would too. The other thing is that From Software is one of those few companies that has consistently put out good games. Even the people that don't like Dark Souls 2 wave it off because the guy who, you know, directed the games, Miyazaki, wasn't directly involved in that one. He gave a few ideas, but he wasn't, like, the lead director. If you just stick his name on something, he's one of the few game directors that can kind of just sell games because he hasn't really made a bad one yet. Even Sekiro, which I wasn't a huge fan of, I would never call a bad game. It just had a gameplay style which was different from the Souls games, and I wasn't the biggest fan of. But I admit it's a valid interpretation of what it's doing. And when you have that kind of consistency in your product, when you make games over and over again that are just good and do this one thing very well, turns out people like that, like, a lot, because they know what they can expect from you. It's one of the reasons I don't play Assassin's Creed anymore. They used to know what they were. I love Black Flag. I actually played it years after it came out and was like, this is what Assassin's Creed used to be. No wonder everybody used to love it. And I know people still play Assassin's Creed games. There are plenty of fans. I mean, you just got a Magic the Gathering set for some reason. But when you can consistently make a good game, is my point, people will come. Because you've proven that you're not just going to, you know, throw something out there. And I think From Software kind of has that loyalty at this point. It's weird, because I was just kind of thinking about this with Pixar. They recently released Inside Out 2, and I kind of mentioned in my review. I'm not sure if that part's going to make it in. I think not only should they improve as a soundtrack, they're also lacking compared to the graphic art styles and stuff for Elden Ring. I mean, are you talking about like the, are you talking about like the art style of the game or the, like, in-game cutscenes, like the little slideshows we've had before the game starts, something like that. Because I think the art style is pretty good, actually. I kind of like the Dark Souls art style, but then again, I've always just been for it. I mean, you're going to cover yourself in a bunch of armor and a giant wizard hat, so what does it matter what your face looks like? Plus, they give you a decent amount of customization options now. They've been improving for a while. And I've seen continued improving. Both? Yeah, that's fair. That's valid. Honestly, I really do like the art style here. I can see where you're coming from. They still have... I feel like a lot of games have still need to work on their character customization. It's been a while since I've ran into any game that has like a character customizer. I'm like, wow, these characters look so good. Actually, Baldur's Gate has one of the best character customizers. That would probably be the example I think the rest of the industry should go for. And a lot of the animations, that is one thing I would like. There's a bit more animations. They've been getting better at it. They've been giving their characters gestures and stuff. Just your opinion. Yeah. No, I do think it's something they can improve on, though. You're right. They tend to go for more of like a low-key art style. Oh, I just went all the way back to the beginning Grace, because I'm an idiot. Where am I supposed to go from? I guess head over this way? This giant frenzy force is kind of terrifying. I'm a little worried that something is just going to come out of nowhere and kill me. Why the hell is Torrent so scared? That's my question. Like, seriously, he's frightened and cannot be summoned, and I'm just like, Torrent, my boy... You were present when we fought literal God. Majestic? Art styles are so... Were you trying to say majestic? Or... Majestic? My boy, we fought literal death, and you were allowed to come out and help me kill God. And actually, fun fact, they patched it so the final boss can be killed on horseback. You're going to be very thankful for that when it flies all over the place. Be grateful that From Software continues to patch this game. There were so many things in the beginning of the game. My gods. Yeah. You know... If one thing I do encourage people to do is get a physical copy of games so they can... I know that like a lot of games don't have like actual physical copies, but one thing I really, really want to do with Elden Ring eventually is downgrade it to version 1.0 and show off some of the absolutely broken stuff that a lot of newer players did not think about. My gods, beginning early times... Oh, that's fine, dude. I misspell stuff all the time. I know. Early days Elden Ring had some busted stuff. Like, really busted stuff. Oh god. You're playing an arcane build. If you had played this build like a year earlier, you would have had access to the best game in the spell. A spell that could basically single-handedly let you murder Malenia, the hardest boss in the game. And Blood Flies had to get nerfed. Rivers of Blood... Honestly... It's weird because people talk about Rivers of Blood like it's the most terrifying thing in the world. The I see it from two perspectives, because I also used it to decimate bosses with very much ease, so it needed a nerf for PvE. But people talk about it in PvP, and I'm like, PvP, it was fine. It was a decent skill. The skill was good at like trolling noobs, but the weapon was in the mountaintop of the giant, so the only way you got it is by like cheating the weapon in or beating the majority of the game with a low of a build and then coming back to the starting area, which there's always going to be a risk of that. I want to get the Weapon of Malenia. I like the AoE. Oh, my friend, you can try it. A lot of people like that weapon. And a lot of people also don't use it because it's really hard to get that skill off. Like, Malenia makes it look so easy. She really does. She makes that skill look like it just, like, decimates everything. The problem is the player is significantly less tanky than most of the enemies they fight. And also, unless you have access to Malenia's rune, which isn't that great, and you probably shouldn't be using to begin with, oh yeah, don't get me wrong, the move is sweet. Waterfowl Dance is a cool skill if you can get it off. People love playing around with it. Actually, there's a whole talisman, and there are 2 talismans that give you extra damage that can stack together based on doing multiple attacks in a row. And if you get both of those, which you have to get on different playthroughs because they're 2 different rewards for the same quest, which is why they stack. And if you can get both of those, Waterfowl Dance can do decent damage. It can. It's just, you basically have to JoJo pose in the air for a second. And most bosses and enemies will take the time to swat you down like a little fly. Which is the downside. Eleonora's is quick enough to just get off in PvE, which is fortunate. What the hell are... Oh god, these look like something... No! Not again! Not again! No, 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 no! They brought it back! Why? Why would you bring back this? What have you done to me, From Software? What is this? No, please, not the stupid eyeball thing. It's like I'm in Bloodborne all... Did that just instant kill me? Okay. So. You have not played Bloodborne yet, but Code and Assembly has definitely heard me rant. There is an enemy that does this in Bloodborne. And I hate them too. Oh my gods. They brought it back. The enemy that drives you insane by looking at you. Welcome everyone to the Soulsborne's Random Stealth. Radahn is an awesome fight. I hope you enjoy that. Radahn is a freaking awesome fight. Okay, you say Radahn is not a main boss. And it's true. You can beat the game without beating Radahn. However, Ronnie, if you haven't found her yet, go find Ronnie the Witch. She's cool. You can't do her questline, really, without killing Radahn. And you also can't do another NPCs. Dude, look up the Winter Lanterns from Bloodborne. Look them up. Just do me this favor and look up Winter Lantern Bloodborne. They kill you by looking at you. Literally, if you are in their line of sight, you will be afflicted with frenzy, which is basically the madness in this game. And they will literally just kill you by looking at you, grab attack you while you're reeling from the effect. They are, oh my. Oh, random cave bosses. Go up to if you're looking for random bosses, have you done the Caria Manor? So go up to like the northwest side of the Lucaria, not Lucaria, Rea Lucaria. So basically, like, or Lernia. Go up to like the northwest side. Sorry, I'm completely out of it for a second. The northwest side, you'll find this big castle with these like magic arrows. Get on Torrent, ride around them. Get into that place, you'll have to kill this person, and then you'll find the lady who gave you the spirit bell. You know the weird blue lady with the 4 arms and the Snow Witch hat who gave you the spirit summoning bell at the beginning of the game? She called herself Ren at first. She's actually called Ronnie. Just go talk to her. You'll get to see Blythe again. You know, the wolf-headed guy? And you'll go do that whole quest line. I would highly recommend it because it not only is necessary for her quest line if you want to do her quest line, but it's also necessary to do, like, another character's questline, and both of those are related to different endings of the game. It's kind of crazy. Like, Ronnie's questline might as well be a main quest. Yes? You mean you do know Blade, or... Ronnie's questline might as well be main quest, and once you kill Radahn, you'll be able to go down into this small city area. Oh gods. Run, run, run. Frick, frick, frick. Oh no, 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 no. Seriously, is this just instant yeah, this is just instant death. Yeah, she's awesome. Go do her stuff. She'll unlock one of the main endings, and what I think is actually the most immoral of the endings. I'm not going to get into the endings and the possible decisions you can make at the end of the game, because that's super spoilery. But I do genuinely think Ronnie, despite having a very checkered past, probably has the most morally correct ending for the Lands Between, at least in my opinion. But then again, I usually go for the sorcery-based ending, so, you know, I'm a huge nerd who loves magic. Alright, so maybe if we activate these, and they come over here. This is like Metal Gear Souls over here. There has to be a way. Wait, somebody did talk to me about these. These things are invincible. I think somebody said that you can parry them. Let me see about this. I just remember on Twitter, there's somebody saying, like, showing you how to kill one of these things. I thought it was just a new enemy, and they're like, make sure you parry this thing. But they did show it to parry it. So maybe I can parry that, like, spamming attack they do. You know what? Let's try that. Come at me, bro. Let's wreck you. Wait, what? Oh, I can't hurt them. But you can parry them. Okay, so you can just kill them. I thought they were invincible, but, you know, never mind. Never used any summon or shields. I use summons. I have done summonless runs. I've done low-level runs, but my general playthroughs, I'm like, I use the tools given to me. From Software has no mercy, and neither do I. But if you want to go all that, go for it, man. Quite frankly, if you've gotten even the summon you can get at the front of the boss door, that used to be all we had. But yeah, no, if you can beat the game that way, play however you want. I'm actually really impressed that you managed to get through all that without any summons, too. Although, to be honest, neither Godric nor Margit actually really need summons. Well, to be fair, you were also level 10, which is ridiculous. I will just say that again. You're insane. In a good way. I'm also kind of insane. Then again, low-level runs have actually gotten harder as the game has gone on. Does that guy have a giant frenzy skull? Or oh, it's one of the eye things. Alright. Stabby stab. I'm trying to learn the Souls-like. Well, I'm dead. So, aggroing all three of them at once is also a problem that I'm not sure how I'm going to deal with, because that freaking drain is basically an insta-kill. I think I technically could survive if I'm at full health, but I mean, hey, in a lot of games, in most of the early Souls games, you didn't get access to the summons. That's mostly an Elden Ring thing. If you can beat Elden Ring bosses, which are designed for you to have summons, you're going to have a much easier time in the later games. That's 100% true. If you're looking to learn the game, oh my god, is that going to make it a little bit easier. God damn it. Killed Margaret at level 10 with the Nushi Katana, but it was around level 25 when I was killing Godric. Okay. Oh, so you found the secret path to learning it using the bridge then, I'm guessing. In order to get up to the Altus Plateau. Okay. I mean, killing Margaret at level 10 is still cool. Oh my god, it's not even giving me time to parry. I got the reflexes of a dead cat. No, well, to be fair, you can snipe. You can play TF2. You've got decent reflexes. I mean, I've not got, like, the best reflexes. I still get hit a lot in these games. That's why I prefer to be magic build and stay back there spamming pew-pews at them. Oh, it's crazy. It really is crazy, though. Like, the things you can do in Elden Ring is just nuts. The kind of build variety you have is crazy. God damn it. I am just going to keep dying to this because I have to get that parry off. I'm not going to be able to sneak past all of them. I have to get the parry. I really wish you wouldn't do the teleport thing because I really wish I could just get the attack off, which would be nice. And he's hiding behind the stupid root too. Maybe I can like jump over the root. I know I could if Torrent was here. But Torrent seems to have abandoned me the second some yellow flames started showing up. Oh, god damn it. Ugh. Oh my. It's 5 a.m. All I've got for 2 days is 4 hours of sleep. Dude, I get that the game's awesome, and I might doze off at any moment. See, I should say something about getting more sleep, but that would make me a massive hypocrite of the highest order. And I feel like Brutal Assembly would call me out for that. Yeah, these things are annoying. I really just need to get the parry timing down. If I can just kill one of them, it'd be great. Then I'd have to kill the other one, or maybe I could sneak past if I don't aggro any of the others. I could just try and sneak past it. Luckily, there's this checkpoint that I'm constantly respawning at. That's the thing. Elden Ring is so generous when it comes to, like, respawning you not at the last grace. The stakes of Marika are a literal godsend. Like, just so nice. Oh, come on! I need the carrier in retaliation, actually. I should probably slap that on this buckler, because it's technically a better parry. Actually, sleep is important. I'm heading to bed soon myself. Yeah. I'm probably going to be done in about 20 minutes or so. I want to at least get past this part if I can. I should be able to. It's only 20 minutes. 20 minutes. It's even fun to just wander around. That's something Elden Ring actually really has going for it over the others. The other games, despite how, like, open-ended they could be at times, were never this open to exploration. Like, there was... Good God, that attack is annoying. I hate that they teleport without, like, a lot of visible tell. Like, you know they're going to, but unless you know... Get the timing right. The last time I had a 7 hours gaming session was Stardew Valley. I've had some 8-hour gaming sessions in Elden Ring, I'm not gonna lie. When this game first came out, oh boy. Do you have to kill it? I could try and sneak past it, but I think it's gonna see me when I do this. That's the thing, it can either sneak past it or I can kill it. And I think killing it is gonna be easier than trying to sneak past 2 of these, but I can try. I'm not the best at stealth games. Oh my. Yeah, this is a lot less productive. Got nothing to play game. 12 hours at least. Alright, I think that lures it over there. And now I think I can just... Now with that distracted, I think I can head over this way. So... let's see. Somehow I don't gain any weight. Give it time. I was much the same way, but then you start gaining weight when you get a little bit older. It's just something that happens. I was very much the same way when I was younger. Alright, so maybe I can get past this. Let's see, where's the other one? Alright, they're over there. They're not looking. They're not looking. I should stop doing that. I should stop doing that. Probably. Alright. Alright, let's go. Go, 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 go. Run away, run away, run away. Alright. I see a spot of grace. Oh my god, yes. So those things are still really painful to kill. Even if you can. And the fact there were 2 of them means I would have probably had to kill the other one anyway if I'd gone the main route. So to find out of the house. I mean, it's hard in the US too, actually. Unless you can drive. I didn't have a car or a driver's license for like the first... Yeah, inflation's been a thing here as well. Actually, it's really annoying with like food places. I've actually started eating at home way more because everything is so expensive. Actually, I was reading an article the other day about how McDonald's is having a hard time because they took everything off their dollar menu here. And now it's like, yeah, the only reason we went to McDonald's is because it was cheap, and now it's not cheap. Everything's expensive, so we might as well just eat somewhere else. Uh, God's bills are like a food. Eating someplace with family is like just so much. You can't do anything without paying a fifth of the minimum wage. Ugh. Yeah, it's a little nuts. Most of the things I do, like movies, are also on like the $8 a month thing that Cinemark still has going. So I, at least have those tickets at a decent price. And then, actually, I cut my streaming services because they just got insane. Hulu is insane now. They're like up to, what was it? Last time I checked, like $18 a month. And it's like, Hulu, you are not worth $18 a month. I'm sorry, bud. Okay. Is that like per 40-hour week? So you're like $10 an hour essentially, or what's the metric for that? Yeah, like a fifth, so that'd be what, like $80? Jeez. No, not 80, right? Yeah, no, that'd be 80. Jeez. Yeah, doing anything with friends will probably climb up to about that much nowadays. Magic card prices have gotten like crazy. Regular, what was it? Commander Masters, $400 a month. Oh wow. Okay. That's crazy. That's like a fifth of minimum. What are you talking about doing that's going to take like $80 just like on your own? Or you're talking about like going out with friends? Because that gets more expensive. I mean, you do split it, but still, things tend to rack up when you're in a group and having fun. I do still agree things have gotten expensive, though. For me, it's mostly been streaming services. I'm probably not going to do as many Disney Plus reviews just because I don't have Disney Plus anymore. And I might find it on another site that may or may not be sponsored by Disney. Who knows? But I'm not getting it through their official service anymore, that's for sure. Actually, I have a Plex server now. Got a bunch of Blu-rays. Around $80, damn. Set up a Plex server recently. He's got a bunch of stuff on there. I've been really loving having that. Because I'm like, I've actually been going to a lot of like used stuff for things too. Going to find some used books. There's this really cool used book sale our local libraries do. They're basically just like they have older copies of books they've gotten newer ones for. They don't need as many copies in the library, and so they'll give them away for like $1 or $2. And I go by there. Recently I got House of Leaves, and I'd seen a video about it, and I'm like, ooh, this might be a cool read. So I got that for like $2, and I'm like, ooh, awesome. I really need to actually get on that. I got that like, what was it, 2 weeks ago? No. It was like a week before I went on the vacation, so like 3 weeks ago now. I didn't bring it with me because the book is huge and, luggage space. But I do want to read House of Leaves. I have a copy of it now. Oh yeah, video games. If you're looking for time to entertainment value, video games are some of the best value around as long as you don't buy microtransactions. As long as you don't spend money on microtransactions, video games are some of the best time to money value you can do as, like, for entertainment. Yeah, that's how I look at a lot of these games. And, like, you buy an indie game, too, and it's, like, $15 or $20, and it's like, this will be way better than this will be, like, 10 times a movie. Even the smaller ones still have a good 8 hours of content on them. That can make them really worth it if you're looking for, like, priced entertainment value. Yeah, but that's, like, all video games now. I mean, Elden Ring at least doesn't do, like, a lot of, like... When they do a deluxe edition, it's because they have, the freaking Statue of Millennia. That thing was so cool. I did not have the money for that when that came out, but that thing was so cool. Sold out in, like, a moment. And I just got back from a trip, so I don't have, like, a ton of extra money. I put a lot of my money towards savings right now. But... man. That Mesmer one was cool, but also snakes, and I am terrified of snakes, even if my fear has gotten slightly better nowadays. And do not necessarily want a statue of some guy with a bunch of snakes speeding on his shoulder. The Soul Big Mac is like $8 now. Yeah, I know. McDonald's is just not worth it at all. Because it's like, yeah, I could buy a Big Mac for you for $8, or I could just buy something small somewhere else that I'll actually enjoy a bit more. Like, I think it's like 6 or 7. I think I haven't been to McDonald's in so long. Like, I have no reason to. The only reason I ever went to them was for the dollar menu, where you could buy like a fry for and a McDouble, and like a double cheeseburger, which I would eat the cheese taken off of, for like $1 each. And I was like, it's the best. If I'm looking for someplace and I don't want to spend like any money at all, that's about how much I would spend. Is I would go there and do the dollar. And the worst thing is I wouldn't even really buy the fry or the drink. I would use a coupon on their mobile app. But now that's not even an option. I checked that like, what was it, like a year ago, and that was just not a thing anymore. It's the same? Okay. Yeah. McDonald's is fine, but it's never the best, and the moment it became more expensive, I just didn't see the point. Inflation is kind of hidden everywhere, though. Be reassured, it's not just you. We're getting it, too. It's everywhere. Alright, I think that's probably enough for tonight. I'm gonna have to figure out where to go in all this. Probably some way to get up these cliffs. But I think that'll be good. Slow down a bit. But the thing is, the sellers just take the inflation as an excuse to keep increasing the prices. Look, there's not really much any of us can do about that, unfortunately. Best thing to do is keep an eye on what you can control. I live in Turkey, by the way. Yeah, I mean, one thing that really annoyed me like that was Nvidia, when they saw how much people were scalping the 30 series for, and then they were just like, the 40 series is now $2,000 or whatever stupid number they put it at. That's always been, yeah. Brutal Assembly knows his numbers. He's a finance bro. He understands this stuff. Do you take offense to being called a finance bro? I'm just gonna play around with this for now. This is my low-level character that's using the Raptor Talons. These used to be great. They got nerfed, so they no longer do a true combo with the heavy attack. This used to be like something where you stun them and immediately get a second one. Don't ever use taxis. Good suggestion. I tend to avoid taxis everywhere. We used some when we went to... My country is beautiful. Oh, we just went to Italy. Probably won't be going back to Europe for a while. But if I end up going back to Europe, I will check it out. Maybe see about it. No, this is basically my low-level character. He's using the white mask, which I ended up killing a guy for. It basically gives you extra damage after you make someone bleed. You know that guy with the white mask who, like, insulted you? Go to this small little blood church, and if you invade somebody 3 times, you'll be able to get this white mask. It's great for bleed builds. Especially for the tourists, they're just a scam. I'm a craftsman. I have so many sewed patches in my pants. So this is low-level Coliseum duels. Blood Flame Blade. We got this guy over here in the armor. Hello, Banished Knight. Yeah, you got some bleed. Yep, there we go. Yep, there he goes. Look at the bleed go. This is the Raptor Talons, baby. Look at it. Marvel at the bleed. Oh, shoot, this guy actually knows how to play. Naga! Wow, he said stuttered. That was so weird. There were experiments about the local acting as a foreigner. As soon as the taxi reached his location, he revealed he was the local. That's awesome. Ah, man. That was so weird. He said stuttered. Yeah. Stagger. He has actually decent armor, though, which is making this a little bit more frustrating than it usually is. Most people aren't wearing a full Banished Knight set at this level. Alright, we gotta do something about this nonsense. He knows how to trade with me anymore. He's not letting me trade. Smart. This guy actually knows how to play. That's refreshing. Most low-level players are a bit mindless in the arena. You don't want to trade with a bleed player like me, because I will just eventually get the bleed off and do more damage, especially at this level. Oh, no, he tried to block it. That was foolish. You can't block bleeding flames, baby. They will get through. Hey. Have you seen this trick? Oh. Alright, here we go. Bleed him. There we go. Woo! I do like unwinding in the arena. Level builds are like so interesting because you really do have to be careful when you're putting stuff together. You basically just rush to 30 Vigor, obviously, which gives you very little room for actual like damage-based stats. Don't want my Blood Flame Blade to go off. Look up the claws, but none of the claws had a moveset like comp. Honestly, the Raptor Talons used to be overpowered. Like, no lie. The heavy attack on this used to true combo, which means when they hit you, you weren't able to respond, and they could get a second attack in, which meant they basically guaranteed the bleed once they hit you even once. It was crazy. It was nuts. Like, it got patched in the same patch the Blasphemous Blade did right before the DLC came out. He's using the Stomp Ash of War right there, the Storm Stomp, which is also very good. Got him. Call the thunder of Zeus. Woohoo! It's all about the playstyle. Good game, man. Always bow. Always be kind. He's so tanky. Yeah, that's what bleed's for. Bleed is the great equalizer. If it can bleed, it can die. That is the general rule for me. If it can bleed, I can kill it. That's what this build is basically built to say. Benefit is it also gets extra damage from jump attacks, and after bleed hits, it raises my attack power on my talons. So when I hit somebody with the Blood Flame Blade, the first hit will hit them in proc the flame, which will cause the bleed to build up for about... Oh, he wants to bow beforehand. Bow. It'll bleed... It causes the bleed to build up over the next second or so. Which is weird because it can cause it to do it midway through. Oh, he's using the freaking those new Raptor Talon things from the DLC. Oh, playing around with DLC equipment somebody dropped you? Gotcha. So what you want to do is you want to talk to that... You know the guy in the white mask who talked to you just outside the tutorial? Okay, so he goes to this church that's on like the left side of the academy in like the Lernia of the Lakes area. talk to him, and he'll say, hey, the two fingers aren't that great, huh? So what you do is you go and... What was it? No, don't kill him. You won't be able to get it if you kill him, I don't think. So what you do is you go and talk to him, and he'll at that church, and he'll ask you to invade people. You don't have to kill anyone. You can just use the bloody finger that he gives you, invade, and immediately leave their world. Do that 3 times. He will give you a permanent invasion item, which is just fun to have. And he will then, if you talk to him again, give you this item that'll let you go to this bloody lake area, which, by the way, has the best farming spot in the game. You can look it up. If you go into that area, there'll be this big blood lake. You're going to kind of run straight across it. Don't go the way the Grace wants you to. Look up, like, bird farming location. You'll probably find a video that shows you where to go. From that side of Grace, you're going to head into the lake, and you can just look up on the guide. There are 3 invasion slots, and if you kill all of them, you get the White Surgeon set, which will let you get this mask as a part of it. So I think you have to leave Valre alive for them, but I don't think it's a requirement. However, I do know it's a requirement to talk to him in order to go there really early. You can get there another way, but it's a late game access point. But if you can beat the invaders, you can get this way earlier. Oh, somebody left. How many hours do I have in Elden Ring? I don't think PlayStation keeps track. Do they? Oh, they do. Oh my. So I have about 498 hours in it. Which, considering this game has only been out for 2 years, you know, decent amount. I also have like another 50 hours on the PC version I got recently because I couldn't have access to my PlayStation while I was on vacation and I wanted to try out some things. Because I had a lot of time on a flight, but then I didn't have a power outlet. Because I don't think I'd be able to remember these things after I finish the game. Well, the thing is, the reason I know about Valre is because there's this place in that area I was telling you about that he lets you go to, where you can shoot a single arrow at a bird in the distance. It will run towards you. Since you're on a cliff overlooking it, it'll fall into a bottomless chasm, and you'll get 13,000 souls. Or 13,000 runes. Not a lot, because the PS5 turns off after about 15 minutes of idle. I always have that on, so it's not really a lot of idle time. But no, if you want to just level up in a new character, and you don't want to have to worry about being underleveled for a time, you can literally just like get to Valre after killing Godric or the first rune boss. Not much time, I don't think. Not that often, although it has been open for at least like a good 50 hours of me shooting an arrow at a bird. Yeah. I think if PlayStation tracked my just like sitting on the title screen time, or if it was just open in the background when the console was in rest, I think it would be a lot longer. I'm not sure how they track the time though. I know Steam can track idle time, so I know my Steam time is probably more like 30 hours and not 50 because I think I left it open overnight. But, you know. No, I always do the Valre questline really early because it gives you access to a really good rune farming spot, like the best in the game. You shoot an arrow at a bird and you get like 10 to 13,000 rune depending on if you have the gold scarab. And it also gives you access to the Bloodflies incantation, which used to be like really overpowered. And it's just a late game area where you can find powerful rune upgrade materials as well. You can find like, I think a level 9 and level 10 somber upgrade material just in there, and you can just run through it. Like the secret technique of running to the items you want is you can just run past the enemies. Just juke. Just run all the way past them. 20 hours in 2 days. Yeah, that's the thing. Most of my time comes from like the last like 2 months and the 3 or 4 months after Elden Ring came out. I only played sporadically in between those times. Now, granted, I think I have like another third of the time there, but a good third of the time was when it first came out. Another third of the time was getting a bunch of builds ready for the DLC. This one was just kind of something I did for fun. I wanted to do some PvP because I didn't really do that much PvP when it came out. Mostly because when it first came out, they didn't have the Colosseums, which, good idea to have that. Coliseums are awesome. Still, it's amazing you've already gotten there in just like the 20 hours. Then again, I'm like the obsessive compulsive when I first started playing Elden Ring. I had to go in every freaking cave and explore every little thing. It was nuts. The amount of time I spent just like in random caves finding just the worst drops. Sarah just left. Yep. Ah. Unfortunate. Wish she had stayed around. Oh, we got one more going. I think this is going to be the last fight, guys. After this, I think I'm going to go ahead and sign out for the night. But we got one more PvP fight to round out the evening. Let's see, what do we get? Oh, somebody in starting gear. I feel a little bad about this now. This is literally just a starting equipment. I don't like exploring as much. Yeah. So I think I'm not going to reapply Bloodflame Blade after this, because Bloodflame Blade is just like overkill on this guy. Here, actually, I'm going to swap it out. I don't like cheesing someone who's very clearly new to the game like that. Bloodflame Blade is a little overkill on a guy like this. But parrying is teaching them often. Do you play off stream? Yeah, I do. Regularly, actually. I did that a lot with the other one, so I could collect some more fragments before the Mesmer fight on Tuesday. Didn't get as much time to play on Wednesday in between this. Dude, nope. See, I'm teaching him the rules of the game. Well, that guy just... That was weird. I love it when you just start parrying at each other. But yeah, that's... I turned out the Bloodflame Blade, because it's fine to do that against people that are, like, actually kitted out, or using the Uchi Katana. But that guy's using the Confessor set. It's, like, base stats. He probably just found the arena. I don't want to bust him that hard. Oh, pull out the physic on me, huh? Want some stamina regen? Oh. Interesting. Okay. Parry timings are weird. How old am I? I will not say the exact age. However, I shall say I am older than 25 and younger than 30. Dude, mindlessly spamming the parry button like that was how you got some free hits in. Ooh. My oh my. $18. Cool. I'm not sure he understands that status conditions can go through all of this. Ooh, he fireballed me. Nice. Nice timing. You are 28. Good for you to see that. It's not like it was really a secret. Okay, I can pull out this against him at least. Oh, killed me. What are these riddles? I speak but do not talk. What am I? I speak but do not talk. I speak but do not talk. He's referring to us. He likes to be cheeky. Yeah, I was trying to be clever. It did not work, obviously. I believe he is 28 now. If you just guessed, that would be hilarious. Because that's 100% correct. Oh, let's bow. I am the supreme combatant. Alright. Well, that has been fun. See, you don't pull out your Blood Flame Blade against somebody who's just using a starting class. Because that's just mean. Yep. No. No, 27 technically, I think, actually. 27, actually. Let it be unknown. I was joking. Is it my mouth? It has to be. I have a terrible sense of humor. No, I'm still younger than you. I'm just bad at joking. You could ask Brutal Assembly. I'm terrible. I don't get jokes when they're made, and then I try and make jokes and everyone can't, and then everybody's just like, I think he's 24. Continue guessing random numbers, and they will all be right. Everything is right, all the time. Anyway, I think that's it for tonight. It has been fun, though. It was nice to see you again, Aaron. Lol. I don't believe him anymore. Well, eventually I will have proof of how old I am. But not tonight, it seems. Not tonight. Still. See you guys. Oh, and the Inside Out 2 review is going to be out soon, actually. So, look out for that in the near future. Bye.